What's up, guys? It's Gathalion. Today we're taking a look at The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the newest movie adaptation game for The Amazing Spider-Man, which is out right now in Europe and coming out tomorrow for the US. This is out on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii U, Xbox One, digital only. For whatever reason, the disc is slated for July or June or some shit. Stupid. And PlayStation 4, and I am actually playing it on the PC on the highest ultra settings with a gamepad, which is probably the best play experience for this game. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Is this game worth the 40 bucks that it's asking? That's what I paid for it on Steam, and I am a huge Spider-Man fan. I love Spider-Man games, and for the longest time, I've wanted a Spider-Man game that lives up to my sort of rose-colored glasses, nostalgic memories of Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube, which is heralded as the best Spider-Man game ever made. I'm gonna go over a few points. Let's start out with the bad. Let's get the bad out of the way. The storyline is absolute garbage. It's kind of a muddled, incoherent mess at times. But I mean, honestly, I don't really play superhero games for the storyline. But if you're coming from like an Arkham City situation, Arkham Origins, you might be a little disappointed. The storyline is not great. It's not super great, but like I said, if you are a Spider-Man fan, if you love Spider-Man games and Spider-Man in general, then fucking get this shit, because you're not gonna care. It's gonna be about, oh, I'm seeing the familiar enemies, I'm using Spider-Man's powers, this and that, and at the end of the day, does it really boil down to storyline for Spider-Man games? For me, it never has. Though the voice acting in this one is kind of poop, kind of a poop sandwich. Peter Parker's supposed to be witty banter is not as witty as it has been in the past, and that's kind of a disappointment, because that's a big part of Spider-Man, is he's kind of a smartass, and his smartass comments in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 just sort of feel forced from time to time. Like they're really trying to write in him being sarcastic, and it doesn't hit the ears correctly, so that's sort of a down point. So that's the negative. Let's get into the positive. Sort of middle ground is combat. Combat's pretty fun. The open world areas for combat are more fun than when you're actually enclosed, say inside a building. There's a fight sequence with the Black Cat that is kind of aggravating, because you're just kind of limited in what you can do. If you've, again, I'm going to compare it to Arkham City, the Arkham series, the combat is very similar. You know, you've got your combo system with using your ranged web attacks, you have a web rush, you have a web pool. The web pool can also pull weapons out of enemies' hands, and then you've got your basic melee to web combos, which can end up in some sweet-looking animations. But overall, the combat is kind of mid-ground. If you're looking for a really polished combat situation, then you're not gonna love it. But if you're coming in loving Spider-Man, that's gonna be the fucking theme of this video. If you like Spider-Man, then you'll probably get some enjoyment out of this game. And since it's not a full-priced game, then you're really not gonna be kicking yourself in the ass for it. Though if you are kicking yourself in the ass, please send me a picture of that, because I don't know how that's physically possible, and why is that even a saying? I'm kicking myself in the ass. I guess you hit yourself. That's never, whatever. Okay, let's get to the really good part of Spider-Man, and in my eyes, the most important part of any Spider-Man game, and that is web swinging around a vast 3D rendered New York City. And in this, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, good job! You done did it! You did a good job! You did it just fine, you did. The web swinging is vastly improved over The Amazing Spider-Man 1, and it is on par, if not better, than that classic, remembered rose-colored glasses, nostalgia vision memories of the Spider-Man 2 movie adaptation that was on the GameCube and whatever back in the day. web swinging is awesome. There's like a sheer rush of adrenaline as you're web swinging through New York City. You feel like you are actually hurling yourself. You can get going super fast in this game. The web rushing actually fits in a lot better than in The Amazing Spider-Man, the first game. Doing a nice combination of web rushing and web swinging, free falling, hurling yourself, feels really good. And one of my favorite parts about this is that your right web shooter and your left web shooter are actually bound to different keys or triggers. On the Xbox 360 controller, it is bound to right and left triggers for your web swinging when you're in New York City. This pretty much results in you actually planning your swings for turns and also using different angles for flinging yourself, and the physics of the left and right web shooter are just fantastic. Super good note, during the open world New York City parts, which is the majority of the game, you don't run into situations where you can web swing off of nothing, which is terrific, yay! But when you do get into an open area, because every once in a while there's open areas. Like, say there was one mission where I went to the docks and it was outside, but when you're in mission zones, you don't freely swing. You do that sort of I'm on monkey bars swing that Spider-Man does, which I'm currently doing right now in my chair, and I look quite ridiculous because I can't talk without my hands. And you can actually attach to the sky. But, you know, let's just for canon say that Spider-Man's got a personal helicopter that flies above him. And that's, you know, now I can deal with it. And I just, you know, I can sleep at night knowing that that's why that happens. But when you are web swinging, which is the most important part of a Spider-Man game, you're fine. You're connecting with buildings or trees. You have to connect with something with your web. And like I said, it's right and left. And also, Spider-Man has a move where he can, you know, hit both at the same time and then launch himself, which is a really cool move that's been sort of missing from Spider-Man games in the past. And I really, really dig it. I really like it. The majority of this video is just gonna be fucking scenes from me web swinging around New York, because frankly, if you're a Spider-Man fan, why do you buy Spider-Man games? To swing around New York City as Spider-Man. If you like to swing around New York City as Spider-Man, this game is worth $40. If you don't, if you're in it for the most polished storyline and best fight mechanics, though they're not bad fighting mechanics, they're pretty good, and it looks cool, and you can zip around and punch dudes in faces, but it's not the most polished system, but it's still good. And I feel like the web swinging improvements really make up for it. I love Spider-Man, okay? So I really enjoy this game when I'm swinging around New York. It's relaxing to me. I don't know why. It's always been relaxing to me. If you feel the same way, then fucking get it. And I want you guys to let me know who else has picked up The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is Spanish for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. You see, I live in Florida. I had to learn how to say The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Not racist. Anyways, guys, let me know how you feel. Are you enjoying it? Do you feel the same way about combat? Do you feel like it's kind of middle ground combat? Oh yeah, also, really good last point. Black Cat, she got some nice boobs. And that's super important to Spider-Man fans. Because if you brought a Black Cat in and she didn't have some sweet boobs, then that just wouldn't be a Spider-Man game. You know, it wouldn't feel, the world would feel detached. And I wouldn't know what I'm doing in this reality anymore. Anyways, guys, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Did you think your purchase was worthwhile? I do. Again, if you like Spider-Man, if you really fucking like Spider-Man and you like web swinging, if you like web swinging, buy the game. Plain and simple. If you like web swinging, buy the game. You'll enjoy it because web swing is fun. Get the game if you like web swinging. I'm like I'm punctuating my points. If you like the web swing, then you should buy the game. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys. I'm an idiot. Why do you guys watch me? I'll see you guys later.